So for this week, our assignments will be very similar to what we would do if we're in class. We have the Khan Academy that we normally used in class. We're going to be using that same thing for this week. So online, you can go to Khan Academy and you can complete these activities. So the class, this live class session and the other 2 live class sessions for this week will be mostly for help. So they'll be more like the office hours that I normally hold on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Also, for those hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I've changed them slightly because I had a conflict with a meeting that's going to be recurring every week. So from now on, they're going to start at, I believe it was 12:45. Let me double check, make sure that was right. Yeah, so they will start from 12:45 to 2:15, and I had noted that on EDSB as well. So again, slight shift for those Tuesday, Thursday hours. But then also for this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it'll be similar to the weeks that we have in class where most of our work is on Khan Academy. Because we're still following our curriculum, which our curriculum for this class is based off of SAT practice. Now, I know I have quite a few seniors in this class, and for a lot of you guys, the tests aren't going to matter as much at this point. But again, that's still how you're going to receive a grade for this class. So if you need a half a math credit, you still need to make sure that you're completing work. You also need to make sure you're submitting it to EDSB. So for this week, you'll be taking screenshots of each of the activities that you do on Khan Academy, just like we would in class, and then you'll attach them to EDSB. So I recommend anytime you do this, you have EDSB open at the same time you have your Khan Academy open. And I'll post instructions again on how to take a screenshot and how to take a screenshot and how to paste the screenshot into EDSB. For this week though, what I'm requiring of you guys is 5 SAT practices of any of the following topics. So over to the right side here, I have some things highlighted and circled, because those are the things that when you look at Khan Academy, that's what it actually looks like. So those are what they actually look like when you're on Khan Academy. Now for the actual lessons themselves, they are called ratios, rates, and proportions, percents, units, table data, scatter plots, and linear and exponential growth. These are things that we've covered in the last 2 weeks. Some of the other topics under data analysis is what we're going to be covering next week. So we'll be doing more with like mean, median, mode, range type stuff next week. So again, for this week's assignments, still focusing on the same topics that we've covered so far the last 2 weeks. So make sure the practice that you do is out of those 5 sections. Anytime you get one of those done, you want to make sure you take a screenshot of it. Something else I would highly recommend that you do, because if you're going to do, say, several screenshots in a row, or you want to do like all your lessons at once, if you're using a Windows computer, you might want to activate your clipboard so that you can save more than one thing to your clipboard so that you can go back to EDSB and then paste them all at once. Again, that's just optional. You don't have to do that. But again, you'll do those 5 lessons and you'll do 1 full-length SAT practice test. So the practice test that we're going to be doing this week is practice test number 7. And again, like I said, all assignment scores need to be screenshot and uploaded to EDSB. And there'll be a separate grade for each one. So it'll be on EDSB as practice number 1, practice number 2, practice number 3, practice number 4, and practice number 5, and then SAT practice test number 7. Those will be the assignments for this week. You will still have your attendance assignment as well. That'll be those quick 1-question things. But there's no other quiz at the end of this week. If you did not take the quiz at the end of this past week, make sure you do so. I still had several people who hadn't done it, so I opened it back up for 1 more day. I had some other people who had experienced some problems submitting, or said that they had clicked on it and they clicked off of it, and since they clicked on it and clicked off, couldn't get back to it. So again, I opened up 1 more attempt for you as well. So again, you have a couple attempts on that assignment if you haven't done it yet, and it's open through midnight tonight. Before I move on and actually show how to access Khan Academy, because I'm going to walk you back through the steps so I can post this to Edsby, so that if anybody has any questions on how to do this, they can look up the video that will be on YouTube and they can see exactly how to do this. Are there any questions before I show an example of how to access each of the things you need for this week? I don't see any hands being raised, and I don't see anything in chat. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next part of this. So let me close this screen and go over to my browser. So again, you can do this one of two ways. You can either go to khanacademy.com if you have your own login, which most of you guys do. Most of you guys created it originally. And if you have your own login, I would still prefer that you use your own login anytime you use Khan Academy. But I've had quite a few people join since when we had created accounts. So if you haven't already created your own account or don't remember your password to get into your account, you can always go through Clever and use the Khan Academy link that's in Clever. If you use the Khan Academy link that's in Clever, again, it's the one that looks like the little tree. So it's a hand with leaves sprouting from it, and again, it looks like a tree. It says Khan Academy. If you click on that one, it'll redirect you to a login, and it'll have your name at the top and everything. You might get a pop-up window the first time. If you just hit close on the pop-up window, then it should be logged in okay. For some reason, if you try to hit any of the other buttons, sometimes it won't work correctly. But if you just ignore that pop-up window and hit close, then it'll magically have you logged into Khan Academy. Now, your screen looks a little bit different when you log into Khan Academy than mine, but the main place as to where to go is the same. So up here at the top left, it'll say courses. So if you click on courses, you'll have all these courses to choose from. Again, we're doing SAT prep, so go all the way over to the right side of the screen where it says SAT. Click on that. It'll redirect you to the Khan Academy College Board SAT prep pages, which looks like this. So again, we are still in Khan Academy, but again, this is the College Board SAT prep pages for Khan Academy. So now, if we go across the top, there's a couple different icons there. The one that we want to do for practice, you'll click on practice at the top. And then mine, since I have never taken a reading diagnostic quiz, always defaults to reading and writing. Yours might do the same, or it might go to essays, or you might start off in math. But again, math is where we want to be. So click on math at the top. Again, if it's a blue screen like this, then that's what we need to see. You'll scroll down. The things that I want you guys doing this week is all the way down in the section that's called problem solving and data analysis. So again, out of this section again, I'll post this PowerPoint that I had shown earlier as well. But again, this is what I want you to focus on. So 5 SAT practices from these sections. Again, doesn't matter. You could do 2 from one of these sections, and 2 from another one, and 1 from another section, or you could do 1 from every section. But again, you just need 5 different practices total. And if you click on one of them more than once, the practices will be different every single time. So maybe you just want a lot of help on scatter plots. You could do 5 different practices on scatter plots, and you just send me the scores for them each time. Now, let me go back to my browser. So again, that's where we are right here. So you can click on any one of these. For example, you click on percents. Again, it'll take you into a practice. If you want some extra help and watch a video, you're more than welcome to watch a video as well. So you could answer these questions. If you don't feel like you're getting enough out of that, you can also go to the video help. But again, this week will be very similar to what we'd be doing in the classroom. At the end, after you actually do one of these, so give me 1 second to get to a screen. All right, so I just kind of randomly clicked just for the purposes of showing you guys how to screenshot real fast. But again, we have this So again, in order to take this and screenshot it and post it in Edsby, you can do one of several things. For the print screen option, again, on your keyboard, if you look in the upper right corner, there's usually something that says print screen. Depending on your computer, you might just be able to hit it and have it do print screen. Hold on one second. Somebody else just joined. Okay, whoops, I think I just hit unmute on somebody. I didn't mean to hit that. If I accidentally unmuted you, just remute yourself. All right. All right, where was I? So again, print screen. Again, on most computers in the top right corner, if you don't have that print screen option, something else that you can do is use the snippet tool. I keep the snippet tool on the bottom of here. Mac users might be a little bit different for you. If you're using an iPhone or an Android phone or something, again, there's different ways to print screen on those as well. So again, you should know how to do it. If you don't, look it up on a YouTube video. If you're using a Windows computer and you want to use this feature, you could also use the snippet tool, which looks like this. And you can either choose to do a rectangular snippet of the screen anywhere, or you can do, say, the full screen. All right, so in that case, you just hit full screen and it takes a picture of the full screen. If you choose something like the rectangular snip, you can hit new. Make sure when you do this that you get both your name that's at the top of the page and your score in there. So again, every time you do one of these, what I just showed you was not a very good one. So let me scroll this up. So on here, again, just, oops. So again, make sure you get the whole score in there when you take it. Make sure you get the name of the, no, nice, did it again. Make sure you get the name of the thing that you did it on. So here it was on percents. I had my score. That's all we really need. Make sure you then post that into Edsby. Now you guys have been doing a good job of posting a lot of other stuff. So again, when you go into Edsby, you can post it by either right-clicking on your mouse and hitting paste, or you can use the Control V option. And then I'll, again, put some instructions up on Edsby to make sure you guys remember how to print screen and post. So those are just a couple things. Hold on, I think I saw something new in the chat. Nope, okay, it's just here. All right, so let me close that out. Sorry, I know you guys can't see everything that's on my screen right now. I got other windows popping up from when you guys send me chats and stuff, so just give me a second. And all right, so now on here, the other thing that we're gonna do is the full length test. So from this same page, at the very top, you have, again, where we had practice. If you go over to full tests, click on full tests. The full test that I want you to do, again, if you look back at the information that we were going over, it's full length practice test number 7. So make sure when you do the test, because look, it didn't default to 7. I don't know why it defaults to random things. I think it's just whichever one on the list you haven't done next. So like I randomly took 10 just to show it as an example one time in class. So it didn't bring me to test 10, it brought me down to test 9. But again, that's not the one I want you doing. So I want you to do number 7. So make sure you click on number 7 before you start it. Up at the top, it'll say start practice test number 7. And just like we did it in class, it defaults to having you start on reading. You can skip those. I don't care about your reading scores. I just care about your math scores. So how you can skip past these, you'd hit start this section. Let me minimize these other screens so I can see what I'm doing. So you're in the reading section. It says let's go in the bottom. You hit let's go. You hit finish this section at the top. Yes, I'm done with this section. Then you want to go on to the next section. Yes, start the next section. Let's go, start the timer, and let's finish that section. Again, then I'm done with that section. So now I'm done with the reading writing portion. again, and we're moving on to the math section. So the next thing says start next section, math, no calculator. So we can hit start. And now these are the sections that I want you to actually do. So start that section, continue to first question, answer all those questions. Again, this is timed. Again, these are timed. So in that top corner, it says 25 minutes left. That timer will count down as you do these tests. Once you're done with the no calculator part, the other section is, it's going to be the part that says calculator, and it's going to be 55 minutes. But again, they're both being timed when you're doing the test parts. So let me go ahead and exit out of this. Yes, I'm done with the section. Okay. So again, you want to make sure that you actually do that section, do both math sections. And I don't need that page. What I need from you is the score at the end. So for example, this is my score for practice test number 10. Make sure when you take a screenshot that you get in there the name of the practice test, because the practice test that you should be doing is test number 7, and then the total and the math score. Really, the math is what I'm worried about. So if you're doing the snippet again, instead of just taking the full screenshot, you could just make sure that you have, again, something like that would work. So I have my test in there, which one I took, I have my name, and I have my actual score all on that page. So again, something like that would work. That's what I want you to submit. So again, when you submit those to Edsby, you just paste them in the link for submission. Is there anybody that has any questions as to what they should be doing for this section? So let me look back, see if anybody has any hand raised or wrote anything in chat. All right, I don't see anybody with any questions. Again, when you do this, just make sure that, again, you're doing all 6 of those assignments at some point during this week. So the practice ones, they're only 5 questions. Those shouldn't take you much time. The test will take you a little more time because, again, in total for the math sections, you have that 25-minute math section and the 55-minute math section. The one that has a non-calculator is 25, with the calculator is 55. That will be the majority of your work for this week. The other 5 assignments, those shouldn't take you very long because, again, they're just 5 questions each. But again, that's what you're doing for this week. The other live sessions that I'll have for this week, again, if you have questions about how any of it works, I'll be glad to answer questions, walk you through how to access these things. If you are completely lost on your computer and need help, then I can use that time to help you one-on-one with finding down your computer so that you have everything turned in. And I'll have all the turn-in dates listed by Friday. However, we actually only have 4 days this week. So I know I keep saying, oh, the live time's on Wednesday and Friday. We don't have any live time on Friday. Friday is Good Friday. It was originally a day off from school. It's still a day off from school. So I'll have this open. Actually, I might even set, well, even if you turn it in late up through Sunday, I'll still take these. So just make sure you get up all 6 of these assignments done sometime this week and get them submitted. If you have zeros in there for any assignment from last week, make sure you go back and answer any of those things, get those things submitted as well. I'll still take them. As for attendance, some people were confused on attendance. Attendance is a formative grade. It's not being weighted in the grade book. It's just so that I can see that you're active each day and that you're participating. And I will be putting a participation grade in the grade book for each week based on the number of attendance questions that you did. So it's just a way for me to make sure that you're staying active on Edsby. Even if you're not getting to one of the longer assignments during the week, I can at least count you as present so that you're here for the class. Any other questions for me today? Again, either raise your hand or type something in Zoom. Again, I did not give you guys the ability to unmute yourself anymore, so. No? All right, if you don't have any questions, then that's it for today. I'll post these instructions on Edsby and to YouTube so that you can watch them again if you had any questions. But that's it for today. All right, again, those are your assignments for the week. And after we close this out, I'll be adding those assignments into the gradebook for you to submit them to. So you guys can start doing them today. All right. Have a good day.